Hey guys, Mecha-san here, and it's time for Death Battle! And it's a battle of the villains from what I understand here. We've got My Hero Academia versus Jujutsu Kaisen with one Shigaraki versus Mahito. I got nothing. I do not watch Academia. I do not watch Kaizen. I know a bit more of Academia than Jujutsu Kaisen. And most of that comes from, well, materials like this. So, I got no pre-battle thoughts or theories or anything like that. No bets going on. So, let's see. Will I pick a winner after the analysis, or will I abstain from choosing a side? I don't know. Okay. Just grow a hand on his face?
Versus Mahito.
The symbol of fear versus the human disaster curse.
He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
Symbol of fear, human disaster curse, huh?
Weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle.
Generic titles?
Tenko Shimura was just a sweet, shy boy who loved superheroes.
But sometimes the hand of fate can't abide sweet shy boys.
Ruthlessly beaten and abused by his hero-hating father, Tenko
father
pushed
created
beyond
it,
his emotional limits until he activated his inherent superpower, or quirk.
It wasn't something cool like
The
flying
Paranormal
or
Liberation
super
Front.
strength. In his terror, he accidentally killed his whole family. Well, except for dear old dad. That one was intentional.
Oh yeah.
Tenko wandered the streets alone, silently begging for someone, anyone, to help him. If
Creepy.
only a hero was there to save him. But instead, the only open hand he found belonged to the devil.
All for one. The
All
greatest
for one.
supervillain in history.
Oh!
He took Tenko under his wing, feeding a hatred of everyone and everything, and grooming him to one day lead his League of Villains in destroying Hero Society.
With that came a new name, Tomura Shigaraki, and an absolutely nightmarish quirk, Decay. It does what it says on the tin. Anything Shiggy touches with all 5 fingers turns to dust. The perfect power for someone who just wants to destroy. Pretty menacing, if not for that dorky-ass costume. I get it, hands are his thing, but come on, they just look so dumb and fake.
Oh, those aren't prosthetics. Those are real hands from his family that he killed.
Oh, even his dog?
To his face.
Even his
and
dog?
Explicitly commanded to be left there by his mentor so that he would never forget his rage.
Huh.
Okay.
While his use of decay started off relatively weak,
okay, but what if a
rapidly
person's
increased in
already
power
decay?
and range
He's
as
not
Shigaraki came
permanent
to his own.
decaying,
Decay
so
isn't even limited to whatever he's touching. Anything that touches something he's decaying also decays.
Spreading like an all-consuming miasma that can wipe out anything from an enormous tower to an entire city.
If decay reaches you, your only hope is to isolate the body part that is disintegrating before it gets to something vital.
After years of training with the greatest supervillain of all time, Shigaraki was finally put in charge of his own team with one mission. He must kill his master's rival, the #1 hero,
All Might.
Only to fall flat on his face.
Shigaraki was a terrible leader, quick-tempered, short-sighted,
Of course.
and, well...
Cringe! Oh, he's just so cringe. He uses gamer lingo unironically.
Really?
He whines like a baby when things don't go his way. He's the kind of guy who would say normie in real life, in front of normies.
But they say defeat
Oh,
is the
God.
greatest teacher of all. Only through struggle could Shigaraki manifest his dark conviction.
Right as All Might's new protege,
Damn.
Izuku Midoriya, was coming into his own as well.
These two rivals, the inheritors of their master's blood feud, would push themselves past their own limitations.
Especially when All Might and All for One double KO'd each other, leaving
Oh, shit.
Shigaraki to lead the League of Villains all by himself.
And with the stakes higher than ever before, Shigaraki stepped up. He personally battled the monstrous Gigantomachia for a month and a half straight, and conquered other villain organizations to create the Paranormal Liberation Front.
Paranormal
Thousands
Liberation
of new
Front.
soldiers for his personal army.
All to impress All for One's personal quack, Dr.
Personal
Mahito,
quack?
who spent months upgrading Shigaraki's body to make it more like his sensei's. It might have been constant agony, but Shiggy went from Chud to Chad.
Ujiko's experimentation vastly increased Shigaraki's strength, speed, and durability, enough to match and surpass even All Might's absurd power.
Holy
Sharing
crap!
All Might's power between
I remember
them,
the All Might
Deku and
death
Bakugo
battle.
were able to punch an island-sized hole in a cloud that reached 24 miles into the sky. We've calculated that before to be nearly 80 million megatons of TNT, almost as much as the meteor that wiped out the dinosaurs.
And Shigaraki can now move fast
Not
enough
bad.
that his body produces hypersonic shockwaves and can even catch laser beams.
And he's tough enough to survive Star and Stripes Intercontinental Ballistic Cruise Punch.
The
Now
cruise
new name
punch.
for my penis. Gigantic Omega Storm.
Gigantic Omega- I thought it was a righteous indignation.
Temperature of the Earth.
Though he might seem invincible, when Shigaraki's body is pushed hard enough, he
Oh,
will
wow.
evolve into a state of uncontrollable power.
So Decay became, oh shit, more hands.
Shigaraki can spontaneously generate flesh into existence, seemingly
Ooh.
oceans of it in an instant.
Ocean?
Whenever he wants. He
Damn.
can even use it as a type of armor to defend himself in close combat.
That makes sense.
Nothing compared to Ujiko's greatest gift. Shigaraki wanted to be the new All for One. So what better way than the old man's quirk?
All for One's quirk, All for One, allows its user to steal and store quirks with just a touch.
And All for
Oh.
One has hundreds of them stored up, collected over the years.
Each quirk is connected to a memory of its user's essence in the form of a spirit, a vestige.
And
A
like piece of
vestige,
their
an
soul.
echo.
They exist in this kind of psychic world in Shigaraki's body, and can even act as a spiritual defense should it be invaded.
And with those vestiges came quirks like super fast healing, air blasts, radio waves, flight, telekinesis,
This
teleportation
sounds.
of others. and
This
the
sounds
ability
like he
to
could
track
lose
foes.
his quirk if he
You
used
can
them up
even
or
combine
something.
multiple quirks together, like in this big-ass electric
Duh.
Kamehameha.
However,
That makes
any
sense.
vestige stolen or destroyed will also remove that quirk. from
There we go.
Shigaraki's
Thought so,
repertoire.
yeah.
They're also
Figured as much.
sentient, and some can even fight for control.
Which is when the second
yeah, that
shoe
makes sense
finally
too.
dropped. Because Shigaraki also got All for One's vestige, that means All for One was now in possession of a shiny new body that he'd spent the
Oh,
last
yeah.
15 years molding for him to take over.
Shigaraki's
That makes
entire
sense.
existence was planned from the beginning. Why? Because All Might's previous mentor was Nana Shimura, Tanko's grandmother.
Oh, that to mess with
What
All Might.
grandmother,
That is some
wow.
Next level hating right there.
Yeah.
He manipulated Shigaraki's entire
That's incredible
life,
spite.
all for one purpose.
Spite.
Create a soul so corrupted it would grind away at All Might's perfect world, allowing All for One to take full control.
But All for One's possession wasn't complete, and Shiggy managed to fight his way back to the top, literally decaying his way through vestiges in the process. All to
Ooh, burning
find
through
his
the power and
rival
everything.
Deku one last time.
Despite Izuku's best efforts to save him, Shigaraki was too far gone. His
Yeah.
spirit decayed by years of venomous hatred.
And the new symbol of hope.
Too far,
defeated
yep.
The new symbol
Way
of fear,
past the line.
burying
Forget it.
All for One's grudge for good.
All that Shigaraki asked was to be remembered as the heartless destroyer he was raised to be, and not the broken, angry, crying little boy he really was deep inside.
For just that one moment, though, Shiggy got in Deku the only thing he'd been denied his whole life. The one thing his lifelong nihilistic tantrum was really all about. He got a hero who tried to save him.
Aww.
This battle is sponsored by Robin Hood Gold.
With Robin Hood Gold,
Wow.
you can now enjoy the VIP treatment, receiving a
Talk about. That's some trauma right there.
LLC. Ever since Cain slew his brother Abel and wetted his fields with his blood, man's greatest fear has been his fellow man.
Is that light?
What if this fear took on a life of its own?
What if all that negative emotion humans felt for one another spilled from their bodies and congealed, forming, over time, a living being fueled by malice,
mean,
which
it's
believes
been done
in
before.
nothing but the law of the jungle?
Well, then you'd have the special.
You'd
friend
have quite a
cursed
few
with
people,
patch
actually.
face,
Quite a few.
Mahito.
Meh.
Oh, I've had people tell me I've become a human disaster curse when I've had too many mojitos.
Mahito is one of the deadliest
Patch
beings
face.
to ever
A few
afflict
months
mankind.
old, really?
He's no mere mortal, though, but a cursed spirit. Innumerable spirits exist, weaker or stronger depending on the amount of anxiety,
Even attack might be
stress,
useless.
hatreds, and fears humans feel about them.
Fifth J.R.R.
The
Tolkien.
fear of locusts, kinda weak. Or the fear of smallpox, getting stronger. Or the fear of fire. Oh, goodbye, Tokyo.
So it
Goodbye,
follows that
Tokyo.
mankind's fear of itself would be extremely powerful. Those negative emotions manifest
That makes
as
sense.
Mahito, a being composed of cursed energy.
It's basically like evil ki. Cursed energy can be used to make spirits way stronger, faster, and
Evil
tougher than any
sentient
normal human.
energy.
And it's invisible, making curses like Mahito impossible for the untrained eye to see. Only a life or death situation can galvanize a normal person to see a cursed spirit.
That also makes
Yeah,
cursed
but
spirits
that's
virtually immune
classic.
to physical damage. They may be physically present in space, but can only be harmed by attacks that embody spirit matter like cursed energy.
Which makes curses insanely hard to get rid of, like ghosts, cockroaches, or my ex.
Yeah,
That's why you
or
need
your
a
ex.
Jutsu sorcerer to come in and Kaizen the shit out of them. They call
Kaizen.
it exorcism, but I like the way I said it better.
Yeah,
Curses
yeah,
and
that's
sorcerers
better.
have battled each other for millennia.
There's different
waging an
ways of
endless
exercising
war over the
demons.
fate of humanity. Almost exclusively in Japan, though, for some reason.
But Mahito
Because-
is
because,
special.
yeah, why
See,
not?
most curses are basically
Don't
dumb
question.
animals, but Mahito has so much cursed energy that it gave him sentience.
So he was recruited by Kenjaku alongside other special grade disaster curses to wreak havoc upon the world. In fact, they made Mahito their leader.
And even
Wow.
more frightening than intelligence and bloodlust, Mahito possessed philosophy.
Philosophy.
Informed by
Ooh.
the tragic meaninglessness of interhuman conflict, Mahito is an existential nihilist, believing in nothing but his own will to power. It's a dog-eat-dog world, and Mahito is the wolf.
Which also makes him kind of a goofball. If nothing matters, why not have fun with the slaughter?
Yeah,
Get your
exactly.
steps in.
Be
He
a Joker.
loves to dig around and toy with your emotions like a cartoon character before slitting your throat.
An appropriate analogy considering his curse technique, idol transfiguration.
Using his cursed energy, Mahito can control anyone's soul with just a touch, including his own. In fact, he's
Makes
so
sense.
good at manipulating his own soul that you can't even kill the bastard without directly targeting it.
In Jujutsu Kaisen, the soul and the body share an immutable connection. Whatever happens to the former affects the latter.
This lets Mahito squash,
That happens.
stretch, and shape-shift his body into literally anything he wants. Like Play-Doh, he can turn his limbs into blades or clubs, grow wings like a bird
Classic.
or fins like a fish, reform his body around injuries,
So far,
or even
okay,
create clones.
these powers,
Users are
meh.
naturally unharmed by their
Pa-
own ability.
powers
Should
are
he
nothing
touch a
special.
human, though, his alterations to their body are instantly fatal.
And since he's attacking your soul, those physical wounds are gonna be impossible to heal.
Even if his alteration isn't directly fatal, the human body won't last more than a few moments in a transfigured state.
All that with one touch! God, I thought herpes was bad.
I mean, Mahito treats humans as effectively disposable dolls that
Yep.
he can gleefully
Toys.
experiment on.
Toy that he
For
could
more
just
casualties,
pull apart,
especially
mix up and
if
mix
he
and
gets to
match,
break your spirit
whatever.
first and watch you suffer.
Even
Likes
more
it.
twisted
He
is
likes-
when he
he's
combines
twisted.
two transfigured humans together for soul multiplicity. Essentially a giant torrent of body horror flesh that he repels at an opponent.
Whoa, 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 wow.
Mahito is unbelievably creative with his application of idol transfiguration, and despite being a newborn curse, consistently keeps experienced sorcerers on the back foot.
It helps that he's a quick study who's picked up a number of different curse techniques, like the Black Flash.
By applying cursed energy
Black
within
Flash.
1 microsecond of an impact with an enemy, space itself will distort, exponentially amplifying its force by a factor of 2.5.
Not only does this hurt like a mother,
Yep.
it restores your curse technique and gets you fully in the zone.
And would require reflexes moving nearly 1,000 times the speed of sound.
Damn.
It's no surprise then that Mahito also unlocked the pinnacle of sorcerer techniques.
Man,
the
these
domain
visuals.
Expansion.
Oh shit! More hands! A domain
Yep.
is like a barrier of cursed energy, but if you're caught inside, Mahito can use idol transfiguration instantly without even needing to touch you.
It's
Your-
called
his
the self
domain.
embodiment of perfection, the ultimate expression of Mahito's absolute control over his victim's body and soul. The only time it ever failed was against
Perfection.
the student sorcerer and Mahito's archenemy, Yuji Itadori.
Not so
Because
perfect
not
then,
only
huh?
Was Yuji a barf-inducing goody little two-shoes who believed in the inalienable rights of all living things, blah, blah, blah. He also had a curse inside of him.
The
Ooh.
king of curses.
The king?
Sukuna.
which meant Mahito's ability affected both souls in Yuji's body. Sukuna didn't like that. No surprise, and kicked Mahito's ass, forcing Patchface to fight with a handicap whenever facing his pink-haired menace.
Yuji's belief in the value of human life flew directly in the face of the world that Mahito knew to be cruel and meaningless.
So yeah,
he made his mission to
he doesn't know perfection.
Yuji's spirit before killing him, murdering his friends, defiling their corpses, and brutally battering him before going in for the kill.
And he's got the strength to do it. Mahito's one of the most powerful
like,
in the world.
Joker with
and
Batman
his
on the
growth
way.
is exponential.
Fellow disaster curse Jogo was able to summon a massive meteor capable of reducing the city of Shibuya to ash.
And a taken energy of over 800 kilotons of TNT.
And Mahito can take as good as he can give, especially when, in the throes of struggle against Yuji, he evolved, unlocking a vastly more powerful form.
Goddamn, they're like Akira here.
Of distorted killing.
Complete with armored exoskeleton and armed blades, this was a taste of the almighty curse Mahito was growing into. A true blight on all mankind.
Slam Yuji in critic round?
In a bitter battle of resolve, Yuji won out. In a dog-eat-dog world, there was now a bigger wolf.
So he tucked tail and ran away like a bitch. Life suddenly became a whole lot more meaningful.
Yeah.
It looked like it was about to end.
All that gleeful nihilism, just a bitter hypocrisy in the end.
Yep.
For him, maybe. But Mahito found a convert in his archenemy. After a battle that wiped out thousands of innocent people, Yuji's youthful spirit was gone. The only thing left that mattered was exorcising this curse.
In a way, that was Mahito's final victory. The destruction of another human being's soul. He may not have been around to see it, but the curse Mahito inflicted on the world would bring it to its knees.
Shit!
Hey, do you see that join button? Yeah, that one.
Yeah,
that's your ticket to being a Death Battle champion. As a champion, you get all sorts of exclusive Death Battle content.
Damn,
like extra
man!
videos, live chats, and sending us your own matchup ideas. And the support helps us.
Honestly, the powers are not, their powers like, meh, but it's who these guys are that's the most interesting, in fact, the most interesting element about them.
Make even more Death Battle. So thank you for being a champion. All right, the combatants are set, and we've run the data through all possibilities.
It's time for a death battle!
So, who, You know what? I don't want to try to cheer for any of them. It's one thing knowing that they're villains. It's another thing when you learn about them. Suddenly you're like, I don't care who wins or loses. I kind of wish they both die. I wish they both die. I'm gonna abstain. I'm gonna abstain from this. I'm gonna watch them try to kill each other, watch whatever happens. Ooh, nice work. Whoa, that was random. Whoa. Ooh. Whoa.
I'd heard of a powerful villain stalking these parts. My organization is going to tear this putrid world down around us.
I love their
We could
voice.
use a freak of your talents.
A freak.
Little old me. Do I want to be king of the social rejects?
Oh.
How about I bring them your head instead?
Fine by me. Let's call this your audition. Sick'em.
Oh. Interesting song here. Is he recording them on his phone? Okay, that's funny. Ooh.
Game over.
Oh.
Did you actually just say that?
Did he just say? Yeah, he did.
God,
what the? No, what? God, how lame. Oh. I mean, game over is pretty average and not really.
Over.
It's not that big.
Get the part.
I don't know.
Decay.
Okay, so which quirk is that one?
What a rush!
All armored. Dang. It is so gruesome. I probably can get away with this on YouTube, actually.
That all you got?
Oh,
Domain expansion.
domain expansion. Here we are. Good animation here, the voice with the lip sync and everything.
I can read your soul. You're just a scared little boy whose daddy was mean and wants to make it everyone else's problem. Grow up.
Oh, oh, here we go. Technically fighting two guys after all.
My masterpiece.
Technically after two guys after all, it makes sense.
I felt your soul too. You only hate humanity because you were born that way. Totally random. I hate them for a reason.
Yeah.
You grow up.
You grow up. Well, give the C1. And yeah, he hates. He was born. Dad. He was born out of the worst element of humanity. So.
What did I say, Wiz? Like a bitch.
With their
Like a
complex
bitch.
power sets, this match was a puzzle to figure out, which is why we're breaking it down to 3 categories: physical stats,
Just 3.
survivability, and their powers.
But first, let's address one thing. Could Shigaraki even see Mahito? He's an invisible curse after all.
Curse
Well-
energy and quirks are notably different,
Yeah,
and Shigaraki
but-
wouldn't be able to see curses normally. However, even regular humans can spontaneously develop the ability to see curses in life and death scenarios. And with the Surge quirk, Shigaraki would have had no problem trying.
Surge.
So seeing
Surge
Mahito
quirk, okay.
wouldn't have been an issue. With that out of the way, we can jump into their stats.
Alright,
This
I
was
figured
no
a quirk would give him the power.
Despite the disaster
No
curses
contest,
being able
huh?
to destroy entire cities with their cursed energy, Shigaraki scaling to Deku and Bakugo meant he was calculably millions of times stronger.
Oh,
He
yeah.
was faster, too, considering he could react to light beams, while Mahito's Black Flash capped out at nearly 1,000 times the speed of sound. Not
Fair
to scoff
enough,
at, but
fair enough.
Shiggy was thousands of times faster. Shigaraki takes stats.
But survivability
Okay.
was a little trickier to figure out.
Yep, in terms of raw durability, Shigaraki was a lot tougher, and his ability to generate new flesh meant that he could heal any wounds he might receive super easy.
However, Mahito is a curse and is immune to the kind of overwhelming physical damage Shigaraki could dish out. Not only that, Mahito's regenerative ability via idle transfiguration meant that he'd come back from anything short of spiritual damage.
Considering Mahito's unique curse body, he should actually get the edge in survivability.
But
Presents a crucial question. Could Shigaraki even kill a curse like Mahito in the first place?
Or would Mahito's unkillability give him the time he needed to eventually put Shiggy down with idle
I
transfiguration?
mean, is there like
All
a
comes
quirk for
down
this?
to their powers.
Shigaraki had a lot more variety with all of the crazy
Yeah.
quirks all for one.
I mean,
collected
isn't
over
there
all
a
the
quirk
years,
that
but
specs
none that
spiritually?
we know of could properly kill a curse. That didn't mean idle transfiguration was a surefire bet either, though.
Of all things, Shigaraki's vestiges served as a spiritual shield from the effects of idle transfiguration. The fact that
Huh.
Mahito could not
Yeah.
avoid targeting Sukuna while attacking Yuji meant that he couldn't target specific souls inside a person.
And Shiggy has hundreds of soul-like entities inside
Pretty
of
much.
him. Sure, each one down means he loses a quirk, but that's more than enough time to land a single hit with Decay, especially considering how much faster Shiggy is.
And Mahito has no way to defend against Shigaraki's primary quirk. Decay has affected spiritual beings in the past. Again, vestiges. In fact, he was able to damage Deku's vestige and have that damage transferred to the Deku in the real world.
Mahito may be made of spirit energy, but he still has a physical form. In fact, sorcerers that couldn't naturally target the soul were able to fight him on even footing. No reason to think Shiggy wouldn't decay him like everyone else,
giving Shigaraki the third and final edge. It was a unique duel to the death.
Though this would remove one of the quirks, inferior generation. Far from we couldn't target his soul. Yeah, that's true.
Really gotta hand it to Shigaraki.
The winner is Tomura Shigaraki.
Shigaraki, okay, Shigaraki. Alright, there we are. That was a pretty gross ass fight with all the. It was like Akira! Akira made oh god, what was that guy's name? He had that short-lived famous comic book, The Horrors. I can't believe I completely, its name just fell out of my memories. Yeah. Who's next? The Doom? The Pantera? Okay. Oh, yes!
Subscribe and...
Yes! It's a rematch, baby! Yes! Now, this is good. Good. There's enough new material, especially for the Chiefs, after Doom to qualify, but give these guys a second chance. It's like a round two. Oh, part of me has to go for Doomslayer almost. I gotta go with Doomslayer here now that we know so much about everything he's been had.
Join as a member to see more Death Battle.
Oh boy. So yes, even though, again, I didn't care whether that I didn't choose, I abstained. I would have liked to see these guys kill themselves. Can we get that again here? Can we see ties? A tie, please? Just asking. Oh, but wow, the animation, the song was catchy, although it did kind of, I will say, it kind of fell to the background for me as I see these guys. It's the animation they went in with the body morphing, the body morphing and mutating, and just their facial expressions and how they talk and such. So yeah, I kind of just tuned out the song here as I hang on to their every word of these complete locos. So guys, thanks for watching. As always, comment on what you all thought. Like for more videos. Till next one, this is Mecha-san, logging out.